Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing what if Naruto was half senju, half uchiha. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys like my content, make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, now I'll get into the video. So, there's a little boy sitting on the side of the road, crying. An infant, probably just born, which was abandoned, looks out at it. No one really feels like bringing it in. Besides, a Ninetales had just attacked the village, and the third Hokage had just died. This infant was just another one of the people who was affected by this horrible attack. We're gonna do a flashback to around 4 hours earlier. These 4 hours earlier, the fourth Hokage was thinking about sealing the Ninetales, but didn't know. Yeah, so Minato looks at, so Minato and Kushina leave Naruto in a, alleyway. Now we're gonna go back to present day. There's a little boy walking around with his younger brother tied around him, and his younger brother is quiet, but he hears a crying down an alleyway, so he decides to check it out. He sees an abandoned infant with black hair and black eyes. This infant looks like it's maybe only been around for a few hours. He thinks someone could have dropped it during the commotion, and he would go ask around if anyone's looking for a baby. After hours of looking around, he finds out nothing on who the child's parents could be. So he decides to take him in. He begins to walk back towards his house and enters the Uchiha compound. This child is Itachi. In the compound, his father asks him why there are two kids and why he was out so long. Itachi says he found this kid crying in an alleyway, and no one seemed to be looking for him. He thinks he's abandoned. And Mikoto, hearing this, runs over and sees him, and she states that he looks like he's only been alive for a few hours, and that he probably needs to go to the hospital or something to be checked on. But then, Tachi said he looked fine. Stated, well, he looked really similar to Sasuke. So, I thought maybe, I didn't know what to do with him. So, Fugaku was then gonna pick up Naruto to then bring him back to the adoption center. But something gave him a feeling on not to do it, like a gut feeling. And when he picked up Naruto, he looked at him. He looked at him up and down. This child wasn't crying. This child had blood. Fugaku wiped the blood off of his cheek, and then began to say, "We can keep him until we find his parents." Now, we're going to do a time skip of 3 years. There are two little boys running around a training ground, playing tag with each other. These boys being Naruto and Sasuke. And yes, plot armor reasons, Naruto. So yeah, they each want to begin training, but they've been told no right now. As Naruto gets close to catch up to Sasuke, Sasuke says, "Oh, we should probably head back for dinner, the sun's setting." And Naruto says, "Oh yeah," and they both run off back to home. Once they get home, Mikoto tells them they're late, and they said that the sun had just started setting when they left, and that's when she had told them to leave. And she said to leave a bit earlier next time when Naruto. And when he saw Naruto, he kinda remembered what he had said. We will keep the child until he can find his parents. but they had never found his parents. In fact, they'd raised him to be to this age. They honestly now kind of think of him as his son. And, yeah. And he's thinking about that. But then Naruto and Sasuke each say that they were running around at the park or down by the pond and just playing tag like normal children would. He would nod, saying that that's good and that it's nice that they're active, since being active really will help them when they decide to become ninja. Naruto and Sasuke seem happy by this and ask him when they can start training to be ninja. Fugaku says when they turn 4. We're both not liking the answer of it. But, yeah. Naruto then begins to look around throughout the room. Oh, and we're gonna change perspective now. We're gonna go over to the Uzumaki household, where a little boy is running down the stairs to go to dinner. This boy is Menma. Over the course of the Easter years, Minato and Kushina have completely forgotten about Naruto and judged Naruto from anything of the events. So yeah, Naruto was just a faint child who they left behind to go live his life. So, Naruto would grow older. Actually, I'm going to do a time skip of a year now. Naruto and Sasuke would run down on their birthday, or run to their parents' room. It's their birthday today. They don't really care about any presents this year. They burst in and ask their dad if they can take them training. Their dad, Naruto and Sasuke then sprint down and bust down Itachi's door, asking him if he can take them training. And Itachi says, being the good brother he is, yes, saying that why not. So Itachi takes Naruto and Sasuke out to go training. He teaches Naruto and Sasuke how they're going to train for the first year. They're going to train just physically before you move on to the chakra base. And also he wants to give them time to have their chakra develop or mature or manifest, Yeah. So yeah, but after that, Itachi then begins to look at them, and he then gives them some exercises that they can do. These include push-ups, sit-ups, he tells them to run, and, he has them do, where they hang on a tree and do a sit-up. He tells them once they can do that, he has to go do a mission. So Naruto and Sasuke say goodbye to him, and they go off, and they go begin to train. Naruto and Sasuke are each doing push-ups. They can really only manage to do 10 push-ups right now, but they're doing a lot of sets of them. And by the end of the day, they can do around 12 push-ups at a time, which for their age is not bad. So, they repeat this process for around a year. Tree hanging, sit-ups, and yeah. So now, Fugaku says he'll begin to teach him chakra control. He begins to teach them how to try and manifest their chakra, as each of them are not very good at it, but they're trying their hardest. Fugaku gives them some exercises to do to try and help them manifest their chakra. So Naruto tells them once they complete all these exercises and can do it multiple times, then they come to him and then he'll teach them the next step. He tells them not to rush whatsoever in completing these exercises, since they're already ahead of most kids. So Naruto and Sasuke begin to work on these exercises. So yeah, after a run of 2 months of these exercises, Naruto and Sasuke are able to do them on command. They are very happy when they find and go over to Fugaku. Fugaku is very impressed at them being able to manifest chakra. So he takes them out to the training grounds and gives them some chakra control exercises. Seeing as now that they can manifest it, they need to learn how to control it. At least basically for now. And after he gives them this exercise, Naruto asks why they need to do this much before they get to learn jutsu. Fugaku says in order for them, they have to know how to pour the proper amount of chakra into the jutsu. So Naruto and Sasuke stop complaining and they begin to work on this exercise. After, I'm going to say around 5 months of training, they each get their exercise done. These exercises done, but I'm going to say they spend the rest of the year until they turn 7 doing these exercises. And 7 is, but I'm going to go to Fugaku's point of view. Currently, the village and the Uchiha clan are in a hard spot. Each of them do not like each other, with Fugaku with rumors that the clan may be rebelling, and the clan not thinking the village is treating them fairly. And Fugaku and Minto are in the center of this. Not wanting to Fugaku not wanting to start anything, tries war wouldn't be right with the village. That they would not win easily, and that it's never easy to win a war. It's not something you win in a night. But the village people, but the Uchiha clan doesn't listen and want a rebellion quickly. And Fugaku, really being stuck in a very hard position, kinda has no choice but to go into it. So, it's during this time they are really trying to think of a plan, and Chishu thinks of using a genjutsu on him. His Mangekyo genjutsu. So yeah, I forget what it's called, but yeah. And after, when they bring this plan to Minato and the elders, Danzo is the only one that really voices much concern about it. But off, since they don't really see any issue with it, since he may just be a bit nervous that the plan may not work and it may backfire. But actually, Danzo has his own selfish goals in all this, and this is all kind of like his plan. He's kind of trying to manipulate this situation, but he's really bad at it. So, now, after that, Naruto immediately begins to make plans. So, this soon gonna have to kill the whole clan. But yeah. But now, Naruto and Sasuke are now learning jutsu. They each have learned the fireball jutsu, which is an extreme jutsu, and a good jutsu for them to learn at this age. And they're now learning the shadow clone. They have begun to attend the academy, and both of them are very humble. Not really talking to too many people except themselves. But they don't like the one popular kid there. The kid that's so outgoing, it honestly gets annoying. This kid is Menma. Annoying child for many reasons. First of all, he thinks he's the best because he's the Hokage's child. Second of all, he always needs to be at the center of attention, or else he can't live properly. Therefore, Naruto and Sasuke very much dislike him. Naruto and Sasuke both stay at the top of the class all the time. And yeah, with Menma shortly behind them. But that doesn't matter to anyone. Menma is the Hokage's son. He's destined for greatness. Naruto and Sasuke are just some random uchiha. Or at least that's what people say. Even though Naruto and Sasuke both... One night when Naruto and Sasuke are coming home, they actually get asked to... They come home, and they find it kind of weird. Outside of the gate, it's very quiet. And, when Naruto opens up the gate, wanting to go in, just thinking that's quiet maybe because people were tired or something like that, he sees a bunch of dead bodies scattered, or the road. And Naruto jumps back at this point, scared. He doesn't know what is going on. He thinks he can't explain it. He's trying to deny it. He can't believe what he's seeing right now. His instincts are telling him to run away, and Sasuke is seeing this as well. But Naruto is right up next to it. He's right there. There's a body that is... Naruto then begins to walk forward and starts running. As he doesn't scream for Fugaku and for his mom and dad, he just says it like in a normal voice. Sasuke then follows Naruto, knowing that if Naruto's going in, then he's also gonna go in. And they make their way back to their home, running over and tripping on the dead bodies of the clan. They see it as an absolute slaughter. Home, they see Itachi. Itachi standing over their parents' dead body, cut up. And Naruto sees the blood on his sword and the blood on his mask, and then Naruto immediately turns around and grabs Sasuke. Itachi, seeing this, wonders what he's doing and realizes that Naruto knows what Itachi did. In this moment, Naruto unlocks his One Tomoe Sharingan, and Sasuke seeing this also does. But Naruto unlocked his easier. Naruto, now seeing this, runs as quick as he can over the houses, jumping every which corner, saying that if they can make it into the main area of the village, they should be safe. But Itachi appears right in front of him. Naruto doesn't know how, but then Itachi slams the bottom of his handle onto Naruto's back. There's Naruto and Sasuke falling through a building ceiling and fall into it. And Sasuke asked Naruto why he's running. And Naruto said he saw Itachi's blade, and he knew Itachi had killed their parents. And Sasuke asked Itachi if he did, and Itachi said yeah. Sasuke asked why. Itachi stated that his reason was to test his abilities, which Naruto didn't think was true, and Sasuke got really mad about. Then Itachi put both of them through a genjutsu. When Naruto and Sasuke woke up, they were surrounded by Leaf Anbu, as the Anbu said that these two were alive. As the Hokage rushed over and saw these two children, who looked absolutely scared. Their eyes looked like they had seen something. They looked like they had fought a war. Basically, the look in their eyes. It was like the people he saw after they had finished a battle. How, drained they look, basically. And, Mito asked them what happened, and Naruto said he can't remember. His head hurts, a lot. And Mito says, okay, you must have been placed under a genjutsu. And Naruto nodded as he's trying to remember stuff, and then a tear drops from his eye as he remembers the Genjutsu, and he remembers seeing the blood on Itachi's blade, and seeing the blood all over his face, and he remembers they were walking home. He opened up the gate to the uchiha compound. Then he began to run. Then he began to look. Once he looked inside, he saw dead bodies everywhere. He remembers as soon as he took a step in, he almost tripped over one. After this, he ran home, wondering if their parents were okay. And when he got home and opened up the door, he saw Itachi there, standing with blood on his blade and blood on his clothes and face. And then he remembers Itachi turning towards them, activated. Naruto said he took that as Itachi was the one that killed them, since they all did have blade slashes. Minato, seeing as Naruto is very observant, is very surprised by this, but thinks they may have just been in the moment. Naruto says he then grabbed Sasuke and began to rain, but then Itachi appeared above him, and that's when he kinda draws a blank on what actually happened. Minato thanks him for telling him this information, and takes them both to the hospital and apartment to stay at. So, yeah, but now I'm gonna do a time skip to when they are 12. And then I think that will actually be where I end off this what if, because I'm tired right now when I'm recording it, so I'll just end it off right here, and then I'll release part 2 in a day or so. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this what if, make sure to subscribe, and if you guys have any other what if ideas, please comment them down below so that way I can see if I like them, and if I do, I will use them. And peace.